The Trail of Katowice Murals. Every year around May, Katowice Street Art Festival, which is particularly close to the district of Załęża, it brings to Katowice the works, street art of representatives from all over the world, most often the creators of murals. In addition, there are also numerous workshops. Along the trail of Katowice murals, we will be guided by Ms. Barbara Zygmanska and Mr. Piotr Fuglewicz, authors of Walking Guide of Katowice. One of the biggest murals that is difficult not to see is the Mother Divine Szopianicka, located in Załęża at 58 Glewicka Street. Mrs. Barbara, to whom is the mural dedicated? Miss Barbara said, "It's one of the prettier ones. Bricklayers in the city. I like it very much. It's visible when you're driving by tram or car from center of Katowice towards Batory or Bytom. It's dedicated to Dr. Jolanta Wadowska-Król. She's a doctor who's still alive, a character very well known from the history of Katowice, famous as the one who fought for the Chopin children who lived in Szopienice. In the neighborhood, the then non-ferrous metal smelter, they were learning poorly. They were very pale and they were very often ill. When the doctor who had her clinic there, pediatrics, she started examining these kids. It turned out, after, by doing a blood test, that all these children, especially those living close to metalworks or non-ferrous, children had such high levels of lead in their blood that it caused brain damage. Because of this, the children were less well educated. So Dr. Jolanta Wadowska-Król reported the case. First of all, she reported it to your supervisor, Dr. Hega Malecka, which was Voivodeship consultant in the field of pediatrics. However, this case was for then authorities and were hidden. I will add that all of this happened in the 1970s, while the smelter still worked quite well and vigorously, and produced a lot of metals. It was necessary of power at that time, so when it was reported, the authorities were trying to cover it up. Doctoral thesis, Dr. Jolanta Wadowska-Król, disappeared in unexplained circumstances. She wasn't allowed to defend herself. Doctoral thesis, but in the end, some action was taken. The kids started getting free milk. Some of the children were sent to a spa in Rabka or in Istebna, so that they can draw fresh air. In addition, buildings that were closest to the metalworks, and all people living in them, received new flats. Dr. Wadowska-Król has been acknowledged after years. In 2017, she received the title of Honorary Citizen of the City of Katowice, and in 2018, a mural was created. In the current year, that is 2021, she received the title Doctor Honoris Causa of Silesian University. Lecturer said, in reference to the story of the doctor at the mural in the center of Poitiers is her portrait from the 1970s, and around it are the faces of children, sometimes sad, sometimes cheerful. Importantly, there is also women know what they're doing. Miss Barbara said, it should also be noted that this mural was built on ordering a magazine that is an addition to Gazeta Wyborcza. Introduced faces, sad children in the lower part of the mural. There are crying children among the smoking chimneys, and at the top we will find happy, smiling faces of children. The author of the mural is Andrzej Wieciecka, who is the creator of also many other murals, such as Presenting Distinctive Style, a little comic book. Lecturer said at UL Gliwicka at Załęża in Katowice there is another mural, a mural of John Baladon, who was the creator of modern industry in Upper Silesia. Mural was created on the initiative of PTTK Baladon and the Council of Auxiliary Units in Crewe for your 250th birthday. Baladon, depicted on a mural, looks proudly at her largest investment that was created in Katowice in 1823, the Baladon Steelworks. Mr. Piotr, what was it like? A story. Mr. Piotr said, the story was very interesting. After 1740, when Silesia fell to the Prussians and the rapid development of Silesia began, the person responsible for supervising the development of the economy of Silesia was Friedrich von Reden, which was extremely efficient organizer. It has a monument near the Choshov market. The history of this monument is quite stormy. It was demolished 3 times and rebuilt. Riordan invited outstanding people to Silesia. British Isles, Scotland, England were indisputable world leader in development technology, in particular mining and metallurgical technologies. Van Riordan invited a young man who was born in 1772 and in 1795, that is to say, at 23, supervised the casting of spans to the large iron bridge in Europe. Interestingly, cast in Małopieniewo steelworks, soon after a 23-year-old man, an astounding engineer and entrepreneur, participated in various projects, very important projects. He co-created the Kłodnica Canal, the key hereditary atoll, i.e., places that are to this day visited and are on the trail of monuments techniques. He was the creator, along with Wedding Gym by another newcomer to the steelworks, B. Don, and with the Hohenlohe family, zinc plants, Wołowiec. So he left on the industrial map of Silesia's eternal trace, and oak, because actually the Beldon Steelworks located in Katowice, the district of Oak, but related to its housing estates and street Gliwicka, which contain all these murals. It has been mentioned that the board of auxiliary Załęcka was co-sponsor of the creation of this mural. Lecturer said, as part of the street art festival, which takes place in Katowice, we can still admire the mural, Dad, Don't Cry. Miss Barbara said, this mural is a bit hidden. It is located not at Gliwicka Street and at Jana Kupska 14. It is clearly visible from the side railway line, trains that pass between Chorzów Batorum and the center of Katowice. The mural is clearly visible from the train windows. The author of this mural is an artist, Łukasz Surowiec. Łukasz was inspired by the drawing which little 5-year-old Zosia had created as a miner for her dad. The mural was created at the turn of 2014-2015 in the winter. It was winter at the turn of 2014 while the miners were on strike in the mines. Miners protested against closure of mines. Zosia, hearing from your dad at home that maybe he won't have anywhere to work, she made this drawing. Dad, No Cry, where we see a miner with very big tears coming out of his eyes, and before that there's a mine shaft in the back. When the artist saw this drawing, she moved it to a large wall of the house, from the side railway line. The mural has been documented. Unfortunately, in recent years, it has been badly damaged by pseudo-fans and almost all of the lower part is painted over. It is to be hoped that he will stay in future recreated. Because it is a great, it's too bad it was destroyed. The mural was extremely original and extremely interesting. Lecturer said, it can also be added that Zosia herself signed off on the mural. Miss Barbara said, yeah, I even saw a picture where Zosia stands in the background of this wall. Lecturer said, also, instead of destroying a sign, it may be worth leaving such works and having something to remember. That's it for this episode. Thank you to my guests, Miss Barbara and Mr. Piotr. And already in the next episode, we're going to move on to the next part of Katowice. Szopienica is waiting for us. That'll be all. This project is funded by government budgets. The podcasts have been read by Braden Buddy.